Hello, the topic of this podcast is the paradox of opportunity and access and how it relates to current high school kids. Your podcast hosts for today will be, in order of speaking, Jasmine Walia, Kupp, Natalie Kim, and Aspen Cheung. She stared at her screen, the cursor blinking on the empty page. There and gone, existing and then vanishing, just like her thoughts. Summer Programs, the title read. It was her sophomore year of high school, and she, like many of her peers, had begun thinking of summer programs she could join to further her skills to prepare for college. Her mother had handled this last year and typically managed these sorts of things, applying to all kinds of different institutions, signing up for extracurriculars, organizing vacations, basically everything. While it had been relieving at the time, it left her at a total loss now. She didn't know what to do or where to even start. A silent scream clawed its way up her throat, her face contorting in frustration. Why, at 15, an age of independence, merely 2 years away from college, did she struggle with such a basic task? It seemed like everything and everyone was pushing her to seize her autonomy and make decisions for herself, but because of her mother's constant crippling, albeit well-meaning, assistance, she didn't feel ready to make decisions for herself just yet. Maybe if she had been granted opportunities earlier to learn how to do things like this by herself, she would be better off today. The cursor blinked at her, again and again, as if it was voicing its agreement.
When handed a plate full of opportunities with the intentions to make their lives easier, students' abilities to explore and find their own path in life may be stifled. Now, this isn't a podcast to make people feel bad for those with privilege. Instead, it is to emphasize the importance of gaining the confidence to problem solve independently and finding a purpose in life without the influence of others. Too much opportunity and access in the form of privilege has the potential to limit teens' independent thinking and prevent them from making their own path in life. Teens need to experience self-accomplishments in order to gain the confidence to effectively problem solve without the help of their privilege and pursue new paths on their own. In the book Erasing the Finish Line, Anna Homoyon points out that too much opportunity and access, quote, impacts their ability to develop their own blueprint and discover their own abilities, talents, and gifts to the world.
This is very true. Teens often believe that one way to build a future is to preserve and keep their options and opportunities available for as long as possible. However, if they fail to take action outside of their comfort zone, they become unable to take advantage of this privilege and are prevented from discovering possible abilities they may hold. Think about this. What is the point of owning a closet full of clothes if you'll never leave your pajamas? Teens may also experience difficulties when faced with an overwhelming number of opportunities. With the additional time and mental energy they must invest in sorting and choosing what paths they will take, their cognitive resources can become drained, prompting them to make impulsive and poor quality decisions. It is also possible that teens may come across the paralysis of comparison. This is when teens feel driven to pursue certain opportunities in order to keep up with or outdo others, even if their choices may not reflect their true desires.
I'd also like to add that this paradox of opportunity holds true to students in competitive school environments that might force subject on students in the name of providing opportunity and access. This prevents students from looking outside of their lake of given opportunities and going to an ocean in which they can find and gain new opportunities on their own.
Gifted programs are meant to increase opportunity for academically gifted and high-achieving students, whether it be through a multitude of higher education courses such as AP classes or extra clubs and programs available for these students to thrive in. But it's this sort of programmed environment which will lead to major struggles for a lot of these gifted students. Being surrounded by other high-achieving and striving individuals will inevitably cause competition and comparison among these students. Coupled with the expectations of these students to utilize all of their given opportunities, as we've discussed previously, will often result in students taking on extracurriculars or more different classes simply based on availability. A recent study done by researchers at the University of Georgia states that the academic outcomes that homework and other enrichment activities are designed to bolster are overhyped. especially when these activities aren't generated towards a certain interest or towards the interest of exploring and are simply done because they can. Students are learning less than is advertising by participating, and their cognitive benefits are flatlining, while their mental health, through forms of stress, anxiety, depression, and more, is being jeopardized. Considering their mental health, which will overall benefit their well-being and their ability to do well in the future, so that they don't end up with an infinite array of choices, and rather a smaller set of opportunities that will actually further them in life, whether it may entail getting into the college of their dreams or overall just pursuing their passions.
The following are our sources: Soundtrap for Music and Podcast Assembling, the University of Connecticut's Sneak School of Education, Science Direct, writer Alexander Earle from the Pacifica Center for Philosophy and Theology, writer Tim Walker from the source NEA Today, and Anna Homoyon's Erasing the Finish Line for our research resources.